button to support Dom Studio in such a difficult time.
Today,
and here we go. And this drama started a few days ago when Dom Studio...
Russian stupid people have been taking over Dom Studios' channel. You see, there was like, I remembered, episode 20 of Skibidi Toilet Multiverse wasn't here before. I'm like, okay, what? Where's this? And I'm like, huh? Okay, so there were 2 more strikes. I couldn't figure out what strikes were those, but those Russians, they're stupid, ugly, and...
Hello everyone, Elite Clockwoman here. And not long ago we received very bad news, and all of you were probably waiting for the 22nd episode, which was supposed to be released today.
I know.
An exclusive video from episode 22, lasting 20 studio in such a difficult time. And these strikes come from Mr. Defuk Boom, but fake Defuk Boom, and Defuk himself said that he did not throw any strikes, and he would try to help figure it out. And it seemed like there was silence, and Dom Studio did not receive any more strikes until this day, and the episode was supposed to come out when new episodes usually come out. But just before releasing the video, Dom Studio channel got 2 more strikes, and now they have disabled the function to publish videos until they remove all 3 strikes from their channel. And there is also a possibility that the Dom Studio channel may be deleted if they receive more strikes and are unable to remove them. But I hope that it will not come to that. It is not yet clear who throws these strikes and what the purpose of these scammers is. Usually scammers send an email with some kind of demands to stop all this, and Defuk Boom received the same message before, and the scammers wanted 15,000 grand from him to stop everything this. But Dom Studio has not yet received any demands from scammers, and this situation is very difficult to solve, because YouTube is doing absolutely nothing to stop this crap. And at this point, any person can throw a strike on your channel, saying that this is its content or characters, and YouTube is not going to deal with this. But you still need to write to support on Twitter and on YouTube itself. Sometimes support can help. But in most cases, they are inactive, and we can't help with this either. But we can support the Dom Studio team, because today this happened to them, and tomorrow it could happen to your channel, and we need to stick together and support each other. And we will always support Dom Studio and Mr. Defuk. And a message for scammers: stop throwing strikes, don't destroy other people's work on which people have worked for a very long time, and don't forget about the karma that will come back to you in the future. And also Dom said a few words about what happened. I'm so sorry everyone, but since we got the 3rd strike, we won't be able to upload episode 22. As soon as we fix the situation, we'll publish the video. This episode is more than 520 minutes, and we really want to show it to y'all as soon as we can. And there is no need to apologize for this, since it is not your fault. In any case, we will have to be patient and wait for the Dom Studio team to sort out this stupid situation. And now let's move on to the leaked frames. Yesterday we received this leaked frame, and it turns out that the Titan Speakerman still arrived to help the agents. But if you look at his face, he was clearly not fully repaired. And he was obliged to go even in this state to attack this base. So how the Clockmen were threatened with a nuclear attack. And I also mentioned in my last video that perhaps we will see special agents in this episode, and it turns out that we did see them, since here we see the Clockwoman and the Bouncer Drillman, who we haven't seen in the series for a long time. And also here we can see a Skibidi toilet and some wooden fragments. And we also see that the Dark Speakerman is pointing somewhere with his hand, and gives the order to the agents to go on the attack. Toilet that almost killed the Speakerman and the rest of the agents, but it seems that in the last moment, any agents and toilets. And just yesterday, I showed you an exclusive video with that black toilet that almost killed the Speakerman and the rest of the agents, but it seems that in the last moment, the Titan Speakerman arrived and saved the agents. And at this base, there will be a crazy battle, since Dom Studio said that this episode is 520 in length. And in a second, you will understand this for yourself when I show you an exclusive video that Dom Studio shared with me. Anyways, here you go. At the beginning of the video, we see some kind of room and a big red button in the center. It is not yet clear what kind of button it is, but it seems to me that perhaps it is some kind of bomb or that very nuclear weapon. And if you press this button, there will be a big boom. And after for a second, we see what is coming from outside. And here is a crazy battle between the toilets and the Alliance. We see a lot of cameramen and lasers that destroyed the Skibidi toilet. but it is not yet clear who exactly
See,
fired
this-
from this
this is
cannon. And after a second,
Oh,
we see the
what
speaker
the
man who is
heck?
running somewhere. And also from behind, we see a toilet with a speaker, and also very strange
Oh.
headphones on it, which look like a Clockman watch. Although we are usually used to seeing black headphones, but already in this frame, we see these headphones in more detail, and they look like a metal diver's helmet. But the frame suddenly changes again to this button, which means that my theory is confirmed, and probably this is the button that
Okay.
launches the bomb. And Dom Studio changes the frames very epically, and substitutes music to give the seriousness of this moment. And not much later, I will show you the full video with sound, but for now, let's analyze it. Then we see a Skibidi with a machine gun as he attacks the agents. And then we see another Skibidi toilet, but he is already releasing acid gas that Slenderina released in episode 21. And also, all these toilets have helmets on their heads. And it seems to me that these toilets are a special detachment for the defense of this laboratory. But the scene changes, and we see the scale of destruction. And this is madness. And we also see how the wounded agent is trying to somehow move to the side. And then we are shown a view from the sky. And we see that this laboratory is located somewhere in the desert on some kind of quarry. We also see that it is practically impregnable
Oh.
and is located at a height, and it is quite difficult to get there. And it is the building of this laboratory that is already larger than laboratory number 4, which we saw in episode 13, and also larger than laboratory number 3, which we saw in episode 17. And then I noticed an interesting fact. Laboratory number 4 was in the city. Laboratory 3 was on an island near the water. Laboratory number 2 is in the desert, and it's like the elements. For example, laboratory number 3 is water, number 2 is earth, and for example, laboratory number 4, let there be fire. And it's possible that laboratory number 1 is in the air. Of course it sounds funny, but I also mentioned in my analysis of episode 20 that in that laboratory, there are very strange doors like those found in spaceships. And this is quite funny. But these are only theories, but you must agree that they are interesting. And already in another scene, we see large-scale battles between agents and toilets again. And pay attention to this cameraman. He was clearly scared and feels very bad. And perhaps this is connected with the losses of agents, since we see a body lying here. And further, we see astro toilets in the sky, and also other toilets, and destruction everywhere. And also here we see a funny green flag with the inscription, Skibidi.
Oh.
And this video ends. And watch it for yourself. In any case, this episode will be crazy, and we will see 5 minutes of epic content. But first, Dom Studio needs to remove all the strikes, and I am sure that they will succeed. And I hope that the new episode will be released in 2 or 4 days. And if you enjoyed watching, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss important news about the Skibidi multiverse,
Guys, if you
as
hate
well as
those Russian fuckers, then like
well as my
and
analysis of episode 22.
subscribe.
Elite Clockwoman out.